I had the Leica, she had the Mark II, and we just flipped that back and forth. We didn't necessarily know that that was going to be the editorial style, and that's the way Carrie came up with it. And that's a lot of credit to him. But within that scene, it was about 3 pages of more dialogue about them kind of revealing each other. And, you know, the more they talked, the more the movie kind of, not very good. You know? I mean, it was good, it was great, but I didn't want to hear them talk. You know, there was a lot more dialogue in the movie originally, but it just felt naturally to kind of whittle it back. It felt nice.
Yeah. So, you wrote that that nobody wants to make the movie. This shows that you are not alone.
Oh, yeah.
You are not belonging to the nobody.
Yeah.
But what is the next movie? What you want?
The one that I'm doing now?
No, not what you are doing, but what the movie what you want to do, because.
What movie do I want to do? Yeah, that's a good question.
The next 10 years.
My next problem. Oh yeah, exactly. I'm going to do a movie about the man in the hallway. Just call it The Man in the Hallway. And the minute he goes in, we start the movie when he goes back in his room. And then we see a small young Asian boy. And we understand your whole frustration. I don't know, there's a lot of, I'd like to make a real big Western someday. But they're not that popular. Or the Western I wouldn't want to do is popular. I'd like to do like,
This time was also not popular.
yeah, no, but that one takes a lot of money.
Oh yeah.
You know, Western. I like that whole burlesque idea, you know, and that kind of thing. In fact, I saw a picture of, you know, the old turn of the century with the kind of sepia tone, with the woman dress, you know, the big, huge. I don't know the names. I'm just not very articulate today. Where they're all stoic, you know, they're all standing, but it was a man dressed as a woman. I'm like, that's a fascinating story. There's a cross-dresser that long ago in that era. That would be a great story. It was an interesting idea that there was that kind of cross-dressing or that kind of gender identity issues back then. That he would go and get his picture taken. He has a beard, but he's wearing a dress and a big old hat. It's like, he didn't live long, but that's a good story. Cowboys don't cry, we'll call it.
Oh, yeah.
Anything else? There we go.
Actually, my question is not for you, but I
I hope I can answer.
Yeah.
You said yesterday that you also showed some scenes from the movie.
Yes.
Behind the camera. Which scenes were there? And were you the whole time there?
Unfortunately, I was. It was an interesting situation because we met way before the film, and then we started setting up. And my partner was there the whole time. I had to go and do some work for a fashion brand in Spain, and then I came back, so I was there for part of it. It was, you know, having such a light crew. There's a lot of things you can do, and you know, Michael and Mark were very generous, and they said, "Here, take this camera, do what you know, may get in, it may not."
Yeah.
So I remember certainly on the beach, there's a little bit with a little shot where she's twirling the broken. That's mine, I know for sure. There may be some other stuff, but I'll take credit for that, and I'm really happy with that. Yeah, so.
There was a couple other things you
Yeah, I think so. I think so on the beach.
I don't even remember him being around as much, but he was, when I look at the movie, he was sitting with him yesterday. I was realizing there are a lot of people
When
around.
Stan was making you up
Yeah.
in the boat, I had
Yeah,
to guess, and some of the stuff was
Yeah,
too
tell her
long.
the shot you got. He's down below.
Well, I was actually sat right below Stan, sort of with the camera pointing up, so some of it was usable, and some of it was probably a bit, we'll keep that for the next movie.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
But it was a great privilege anyway. It was one of my great films. I'd recommend it
Yeah.
if you have a chance.
And also for the DVD release, can you talk about any features on the DVD?
What we're thinking about doing is just releasing a documentary by itself, just on the internet. It's a bunch of fun and a lot of stuff. And we didn't put it on this DVD. There's just on the DVD that's going to be released. It's pretty much just plain and simple. And And the documentary that we cut, it's about 30, a little bit less, but 28 minutes long. We were just thinking about uploading it on the internet, just like having a good old time.
And you put those extra buffers.
Yeah, exactly. There's a lot of fun. I mean, the film's really serious, or looks serious in some spots, but I mean, we're goofing off. Yeah, I mean, you have to at a certain point. I mean, we're jumping from bed to bed, you know? It's like, I am jumping, right? It's like, here's another bed we're getting into. Here we go. You know, so. But how can you? I mean, that's why she put a picture on Twitter today. Did you guys see that? On the beach? No, not beach, on the knees.
Yeah.
On the knee. Yeah. That's nice. I mean, those eyeballs, right? She's got those eyeballs. Like being loved. You know?
You have to get through, these guys are complete professional actors, so a lot of rehearsal went into making those scenes looking realistic, you know. It's true dedication to the craft.
Exactly. Anything else?
Do you think to make another a second followers only, like Claude Lelouch did with 2 years after?
Yeah, I mean, we would like to. I mean, there's an opportunity there to make another one. We would like to, possibly maybe next year or the following year after that. I mean, there's more to that story that wasn't included that we would like to shoot, and in the same fashion in the French New Wave, but it would be told a little bit differently, in the sense that I would like to include a lot of the footage that we shot that we didn't get to use. I'd like to somehow incorporate that into the storyline. That there's already a script for Lovers Only too, but I would like to somehow find a device to use the footage that we didn't use, and that's probably the hang up right now. It's trying to incorporate what we shot already.
Okay, I'll be there in 2 years.
Yeah, it'd be fun.
How many hours of footage were there?
68.
Yo.
68 hours, and it turned into 87 minutes.
Mike, when he got up in the morning, he woke up with his camera in his hand, just kind of like switched it on.
Turn it on, walk around.
Just getting some great stuff, some great stuff.
You
Never stop.
Yeah, the camera was always on until for instance, when we walked on the train, it was on, it was behind us. So there's a lot of just footage you couldn't use. You know, a lot of just walking around, you know, the motorcycle training sequence. It's just, you've seen it once. I mean, you covered it from all angles, and you know, and so there's just, for every scene, there's probably an hour or 45 minutes of footage, and those cameras just burn. You know, the little drives. So that's what that camera allows you to do. To be able to shoot, just keep shooting. Whereas film is expensive.
Yeah.
You know, so that would have been a $10 million film just in film alone.
You wrote the script a couple of years ago, so did you always have friends in mind to shoot it, or were there other locations?
It was always, I'd written the first kind of draft in 94, 95. And, no, it was always going to just be Mike and I, just us two in Paris shooting. And at that time, we never had an actress, but we just needed, it was always just a man and a woman the whole time. So it was a matter of when we were going to shoot it, we just needed an actress. It grew a little bit, you know. We got Angus on board, we got Jean-Claude on board, you know. But at one time, it was just Mike and I and the 8mm camera. We were just going to fly over and do it. It kept growing a little bit.
Okay, I would like to know how did Cooley's sentence end up in the same of your scene? Was it just an idea, a joke, or?
His scene, Kubi?
The sentence. It's Cooley, right?
Yeah, Kubi.
Yeah.
In what part?
The Bavarian sentence.
Yeah, he's not even there.
I know,
Yeah.
I know this, but how did?
Oh, he's sitting there, and we were doing the sound mix, you know, where you sit in the sound and we're doing all the mix. And I said, we need someone in that room. I said, Kubi, go fly into the isolation room and just start yelling some stuff. And she started, I didn't know what he was saying. So it sounded good, you know, so we just flew flew it in there from the ISO booth. We flew it into the final mix, and that's what it was like. You know, this movie, we didn't have any money to pay people, so whoever was sitting around participated. We were sitting at the bar, right?
Yeah.
I said, "You're the guy that we walk into. Get up there. Yeah, dude, we're gonna do something."
Do something.
I mean, everybody's in the film.
But Stan wasn't expecting that.
No,
That's
no,
how you get
yeah,
the reaction.
yeah. She had no idea he was coming out like that.
Naked.
Yeah, so she was laughing so hard.
I trained, I mean, as a kid, they made me eat marshmallows and hot chocolate for about 3 weeks before.
Yeah.
Bulk out.
But it was, if you were around, if you're hanging around, you were in the movie. You know, that kind of thing. I mean, that you know, that's my daughter on the phone, right? That's her phone call. She called me. I said, "Look on the camera. We're gonna shoot this." So she's talking on the thing, and I mic'd it. So, I mean, it was a fair for all. If you were calling me, you're in the film. She's actually talking about the skunk that we have that comes around our house. I thought that was just the funniest thing. Her name's Coco Chanel, the skunk. She's like, "Coco Chanel keeps coming back." So I thought, how great is that? You know, what an asshole he even is. You know. All right.
Yep.
What are any disagreements about the way you and Michael want to shoot the movie? Like, if what shot from a different angle from him or something?
No, we didn't. We talk about the scene prior, you know, and then once I get into the acting mindset, we didn't talk about what we would do until we walk off, and I would probably see. We'd upload everything into the computer that night, and I would watch it. And if I had any comments, I would say it. But I wouldn't. He wouldn't interfere with me as a producer or the writer, as I was the actor. It would really confuse and mess up if he would come up to me and say, "Hey, I wasn't doing that or wasn't doing that." I mean, he was literally. Once I walked on the set as Eve, I was Eve, and there was no other direction besides acting at all. And it makes it very clear for the actor. For me, I need that clarity. I need that focus, because if someone asks me, "Hey, this isn't working," or the script isn't working, then it gets in my subconscious, you know, and then I'm saying the dialogue, and I'm like, "God, this writer sucks." You know what I mean? It's me, you know. So I really try to remain focused on when I'm the actor, I'm only the actor, and then when I come off the scene, which makes it difficult in some sense if something needs to be rewritten. That writer's not dead. He's not present.
I have to say, I mean, just as a person who worked with Mark and Michael for the first time, when they are in that situation on set, there's almost a kind of, it seems like a kind of telepathy thing going on, because they worked so much together before. There's very little that needs to be said. They both know where they need to be, what they need to be doing, and it just kind of happens. But then there is that reviewing process constantly. So